The book of Zechariah, chapter 9 and verse 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. Shalom, 644,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp coming at you with a lesson. It's going to be on the topic of how the Lord is going to raise up the Israelites against these Edomites in these last days, man. All right. Yeah, man, that's prophetic. At some point in time, the Lord is going to allow these devils to afflict our people. All right. Hence the term Jacob's trouble. All right. Jeremiah 30 verse 6 on down talks about that time period in which, you know, these devils are going to come down having great wrath upon the tribes, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. And it's already begun, all right, with the whole deportation situation, all right, with the Northern Kingdom. And now he's got his eyes on the so-called Negro tribes, man, the Southern Kingdom of Israel, because it's all biblical prophecy. And the thing is that this is leading to his demise. All right. Esau is stepping head first into his destruction by afflicting the Israelites. All right. You see, the Lord is causing this to happen. You know, so without further ado, I want to show you a quick video clip and we'll get into some more precepts here. But this is inevitable. All right. The two nations that are mentioned in the Bible, man, are gonna go head up here in these last days, man. The two main characters, the two main nations in the scriptures are the Israelites and the Edomites. All right, you see. But let's play this video clip real quick. So fair use. All right, disclaimer: fair use. I'm not making any money off of this. All right, this is for educational purposes only. Now, as you can see, this is from Fox News, all right, Kansas City. And the title reads, White Nationalist Hate Group Rallies in Kansas City Memorial Day Weekend. So this came out about a month ago, which is not that long ago, all right? And this is going to show you how these devils feel, all right? Though they smile in your face at your job and whatnot, you know. your kid's pediatrician might give your son or daughter a lollipop at the doctor's office and smile and whatever. But this is how they really feel about you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Lexi, thanks. Strong words from city leaders today. That's after members of a controversial nationalist group rallied and marched in Kansas City. The group is called the Patriot Front. Civil rights nonprofit, the Southern Poverty Law Center, categorizes it as a hate group. Fox 4's Jacob Sloan shares reaction from people around the city.
On Memorial Day weekend, the Liberty Memorial is decorated to honor our troops. But yesterday, more flags appeared at the memorial from ralliers. These pictures show the group with faces covered rallying at the memorial. They carry shields and a variety of flags. Some are upside down USA flags. Some carry the Betsy Ross flag from the 1700s. Others even hold the Confederate battle flag. The SPLC calls them a white nationalist hate group that split from the group who planned the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. That rally killed one person and injured many others. The National World War I Museum and Memorial issued a statement to Fox 4 on Sunday, saying they respect the group's right to peaceful assembly and free speech and want to be unequivocally clear that the views expressed by this group do not represent or align with our values. They continue to say they stand firmly against hatred, bigotry, and divisiveness in all forms. In a Facebook post on Saturday, Mayor Lucas also said, "While the First Amendment provides the right to bring any message to Kansas City, we know that our diversity, our welcoming community, and our respect for the rights of all reject whatever hate and cowardice come our way. It's still unclear why the group chose Kansas City for their demonstration. We reached out to KCPD to see if they received any advance notice the rally was happening. We have not heard back. Jacob Sloan, Fox 4, working for you.
All right, so there you go. You saw that quick clip right there. All right, those quote-unquote white nationalists, all right, protesting and marching, all right, and they're not white, they're red, they're the Edomites. They use that term white to cover up their true biblical identity, which are the wicked who the Lord hates. All right, and it's prophesied that they would be cast down in these last days, all right, by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, using his people, the Israelites. And then they're going to be eradicated after a period of 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. So, hey, let them march, let them do whatever they got to do. This is their rulership, but it's coming to an end. All right, their time is almost up. So they're finna come down with great wrath, man, especially because they've been exposed in these last days by the mouth of the prophets as being the wicked. All right, those 1948ers over there in the land of Israel, all right, the state of Israel, the false state of Israel. All right, they've been exposed on a high level in these last days. All kind of Instagram videos exposing these people, man. But, you heard it first from the mouth of the prophets. So this shows that their demise is at hand and they're going to come, with great wrath, man. Let's get that precept real quick. But this is just a show of how they feel about you, man. And of course, they got their mask on because they're fucking cowards. Like I said, these are people you probably work with, all right? Probably one of your managers at your job or whatever or something. Your neighbors. All right, they trying to hide their identity, but we know who you are, Esau, and we know how you feel. All right, the scriptures tell us how you feel about us. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick before we get that Revelation 12. Let's show you how these devils feel about you Israelites real quick. So here we are in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. All right. And it explains to you that ancient hatred that still exists to this day between the Edomites and the Israelites, right? Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So that's what Esau was saying back then in the ancient world, man. And that's a spiritual thing because they hold that same vibration unto this day, man. And they're getting ready to show you Israelites. Right, look at Donald Trump in the office, man. You see what he's doing. Got these deportation centers up and running. Got these death camps being activated. All right, because it's not just Alligator Alcatraz. There's many more. All right, all over the United States. Because they want to slay you Israelites. All right, the seed of Jacob. That ancient hatred has not left. All right, it's just been festering and boiling up until now. All right, until the point where they're gonna let it all out. It's gonna get bloody out here, man. They're gonna attack. You see? So yeah, I mean, there it is right there. But the thing is, we got the blessing, man. And these devils lose. All right, these devils fucking lose. And that's the prophecy. So here's a precept on that. That ancient hatred, all right, from Esau. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's right, man. How does he know he has a short time? Because the Israelites woke up. And they're prophesying damn near in every major city on 5 continents on the planet Earth, man. Right now. All right. It wasn't like this 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago. All right. This is a major sign that his demise is at hand. His slaves, all right, are bucking up and prophesying against his bitch ass. All right, telling them that the Lord, our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is going to cast them down. And they know it's true, man. The elites of Esau know it's true, man. But in their pride, they're going to try to sidestep prophecy. They're going to try to get outside of the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and try to destroy us to stop us from receiving the promise of the kingdom. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work, man. But they're going to try and fail miserably. All right. Now, let me see. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis 25. Hold on. Let me see. I think it's either 25 or 27. Salakia. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Genesis 25. All right. And this is going into how Rebekah, all right, who gave birth to Jacob and Esau, our forefathers. All right. Our forefather, all right, being Jacob, all right, because we're the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Edomites, those devils, their forefather being Esau. All right. So this is Rebekah asking the Lord, why are they fighting in her stomach, man? Because they were banging it out, in the womb, man. Because there's two different spirits. It goes on to say right here, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. All right. She was asking the Lord, why are these twins fighting in my stomach like this? This ain't normal, right? Verse 23, and the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. And that's what it is, man. That's the prophecy from the ancient times, man. And it's playing out now. All right. Because this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, though Jacob and Esau were twins, they had the same mother and father. Those are 2 different spirits, man. And the Lord branched these 2 different nations off right there. All right. You see, we are 2 different nations. The wicked being the Edomites, and the righteous seed, the seed of the promise. All right. The sons of the Most High being the Israelites. Okay. But it says, the elder shall serve the younger. The firstborn was Esau. He came out first. All right, as the scriptures tell you. So he's the older twin. And guess what? He gonna serve the younger, being Jacob. Okay, being us. They're gonna go into captivity when it's all said and done with. They can march all they want to. They can, do whatever they want to do. Try to demonize us in the media and accuse us falsely. Whatever they want to do. They're going to serve in the kingdom of heaven. All right. They're going head first into captivity. All right. And there's nothing they can do about it, man. They can have a fit and do whatever they feel like. This shall come to pass. Let's get that in Revelation, the 13th chapter real quick. So here we have right here in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. If I can talk today, it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints being the Israelites. All right, starting with the elect. We're patiently waiting for this devil to go into captivity because it's prophesied. He led us into captivity and we're still, to this day, in his hand. All right, here in America, Babylon the Great being the main place of our captivity. All the tribes are here, northern and southern kingdom. As it tells you in Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. All right. So our faith and patience, is that these devils will be cast down by our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Most High. All right. Here in the near future. Though they're bucking up and bringing forth laws and legislations, to show their horns, puffing their chest up against us in these last days, we know the end. We know the end result, man. Point blank, period. All right, got to bring this out real quick. All right, it's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7. This is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, right, in the red letter. And he says, for a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So these are the signs of the Lord's return. And part of those signs is, the first one is nation shall rise against nation. And we just read that in the womb of Rebekah, all right, our foremother, there were 2 different nations within her, man. The Edomites and the Israelites. All right. In the last days, they're going to thump it out, man. Esau going to run down on Jake, all right, with his blessing the sword and his military and, all his legislation. All right. His judicial system, which is unrighteous. And they're going to try to come down on us, man. They're doing it now. All right. but it's going to increase. It's going to intensify to the point where it's going to be fighting in the streets. Okay. Esau's finna lose his damn mind. And that's when Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah gonna step in and do something to him. So here we have right here, Isaiah 59 and verse 19. For you new listeners, man, you must know this right here. Because this is going into the time period that we're currently in and getting ready to, get into the thick of, all right? Isaiah 59 and verse 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, or from the west to the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah shall lift up a standard against him. You see that? When the enemy gonna come in like a flood, the enemy being Esau, all right, these Edomites, all right, they're gonna lose their damn minds at some point in time, and they're gonna try to murder us. All right, but what's gonna happen when they do that? The Lord is gonna step in and checkmate their ass, man. You're going to raise that standard up. And that goes into spiritual power. The Lord bringing in divine intervention. All right. That's right, man. On behalf of his elect. The 2/3 of our people, they're going to die, man, because they're wicked. And the Lord's going to allow Esau to judge them. But the elect, all right, those who are serving him, those who are slotted for mercy in these last days, the Lord's going to do something for us, man. Lord willing, we're of that number. And this is what we're expecting, as it is written. It will come to pass. So Esau's in for a surprise, man, when they run down on us. All right, so we started out this lesson with Zechariah chapter 9 verse 13, right? Talking about how the sons of Zion will be raised against, the sons of Greece, all right, being the Israelites versus the Edomites, right? So this is the AI explanation, and let's get into it, all right? So it says Zechariah 9:13 is a verse from the Old Testament of the Bible, specifically from the book of Zechariah, which is a prophetic text. All right. And prophesied means to say before. All right. The verse states, for I have bent Judah my bow, right, southern kingdom, the so-called Negro tribes. I have made Ephraim my arrow. Those would be the northern kingdom tribes. Ephraim being the head of the northern kingdom, Judah being the head tribe of the southern kingdom. All right. And when you get a bow and arrows, you have a weapon, man. All right. It says, I will stir up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, Jacob versus Esau, and wield you like a warrior's sword. All right, that's the ESV version of that particular verse. Okay. So the Lord said he's going to use us as the weapon. All right. The Lord's going to turn his elect men into spiritual weapons out here, man. You see? Divine intervention is going to take place. Things that science can't explain. Men being able to disappear, reappear. All right. And many more things, man. It's going to be interesting. But this continues to say, context and interpretation, historical context. Zechariah prophesied during a time when it says, Jewish, but we know that it's talking about the Jews, the true Jews, right? It says during a time when the Jews were returning from Babylonian exile and rebuilding Jerusalem and the temple. The verse reflects the geopolitical tensions of the time, particularly between the Jews and the surrounding nations, including Greece, which were the Edomites. All right. You see what I'm saying? They had tensions back then, but there's nothing new under the sun. The tensions are rising once again in these last days. It's going to come to a head, man, resulting in Esau being cast the fuck down forever. Now, point 2, it says symbolism. It says Judah and Ephraim. Judah and Ephraim represent two significant tribes of Israel. All right, Judah being the so-called Negroes, North American Negroes, okay, and Ephraim being the so-called Puerto Ricans today. All right, Judah and Ephraim represent two significant tribes of Israel. Judah is often associated with the southern kingdom, you see, while Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. The imagery of a bow and arrow suggests that the Most High is empowering these tribes to act as instruments of his will. And it's referring to all 12 tribes, northern and southern kingdom. The Lord is going to do something with his people, man. All right, to make them those battle axes and weapons of war to defend ourselves, man. And the Lord's doing it for his name's sake at the end of the day, because we are called by his name. Verse 3, it says, divine empowerment, aka what? Spiritual power. All right, superpowers, as the world would say. Why the hell you think they make all these damn superhero movies? Because they get it from us and our old accounts. The ancient accounts of our forefathers having spiritual power, such as Elijah calling down fire from heaven to devour the enemy on multiple occasions. Samson having that super strength. I mean, look at the superhero, the Hulk, man. I mean, they get this from the Bible, man. All right. The Flash, super speed, man. The Lord said we shall run and not be weary. Come on, man. It's all in the scriptures, man. But anyway, it says, the verse emphasizes that it is the Most High, Yahweh, Bashmi Shai, who equips and empowers his people for battle. Woo! Come on, man. All right. The Lord gonna step in on our behalf. It says the phrase, I will stir up your sons, indicates divine intervention and support in the face of opposition. So like I said, when they run down on us trying to murder us, the Lord gonna step in and do something ugly to you goddamn devils, man. Using his people, the Israelites. Us, all right? Verse 4, it says, many Christian interpretations see this verse as foreshadowing of the coming of Yahweh Shai, all right, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, all right? Who is often associated with the themes of victory and salvation. That's right. Yahweh Shai is our victory and our salvation through the power of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And that's exactly what's coming to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay? Call Allah Yahweh Shai Shai. It says the imagery of the Most High using his people to confront their enemies can be seen as a metaphor for spiritual warfare. And it ain't no metaphor. It's literal. All right? Conclusion. Zechariah 9:13 highlights themes of divine empowerment, aka spiritual power. We've been telling you about this, man. Even the AI, the Chat GPT knows the truth, man. You got Israelite groups out there mocking and scoffing us here at GMS for saying that we're going to have spiritual power. They're going to be able to fly. Because it tells you they're going to be able to mount up as eagles with wings, man. King David flew up on a wall, man. That's spiritual power. He bent steel with his own arms. That ain't regular, man. That's divine intervention. It's going to happen again in these last days on a super high level. Miracles are coming for the elect. Now it says, it says it highlights themes of divine empowerment, the restoration of Israel, and the conflict between the Most High's people, who are who? The Israelites. All right? We are the chosen people of the Most High. And their adversaries. Who are our adversaries? All right, the heathen, starting with the Edomites. You heathens are our enemies as well, but the main adversary is Esau. Okay? It serves as a reminder of the Most High's sovereignty and his active role in the affairs of nations and his people. Possessive pronoun, his. All right? Referring to the Israelites. Okay? So there you go, man. The Israelites that are of the elect are going to receive power to defend ourselves against these devils when they come down with the sword, man. And they already started to do so, man. They already, pretty much have began to come down on the tribes, man. All right? Alligator Alcatraz, man. That's the beginning of it, man. It's going to get much worse. All right, I got to bring this one. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. And we're living in these times, man. In case you didn't know. All right? It says, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. What is that talking about, man? Race war, man. Race riots. That's prophesied to happen. There's no sidestepping it, man. The tensions between these two different nations, the Israelites and the Edomites, are heightening, man. You got Jake out there making videos talking about they're going to have to defend themselves. They ready to bang it out with Esau, man. Even the 2/3 of our people are ready to go to war with these damn devils. Now, you got to put out a disclaimer. You Israelites out there, we are not to get physical with these devils, man. We're going to wait on the Lord, man, to step in. That's how this thing goes. When they come after us, they're going to leave the Lord no choice but to step in and give us that power to defend ourselves. It's all about self-defense. We're not going to go out there and do a preemptive anything, damn it. All right, the 2/3, they gonna, get busy as well. The Lord's gonna allow them to get down, man. I ain't gonna lie. The Lord, He's gonna allow the 2/3 of our people to get down in these devils. Though they're gonna die. The Lord's gonna allow them, to exact vengeance on the adversary. Okay, you see. So this is what's gonna happen, man. That race war is prophesied to happen because Jake is tired, man, and he's rousing up. All right, the Israelites started with the southern kingdom in these last days. All right, let's get a precept on that. Actually, let me read down real quick. I gotta read down. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Salakia. I gotta make a point real quick. Salakia. So it says, and swords in their hands. That's talking about the modern day sword, man. And the modern day sword, the most common form of that is the firearm, man. And America has the most guns per capita out of any nation. So it's finna get crazy out here. You're gonna hear a lot of gunshots going off here in America, Babylon the Great, man. All right, but the next verse it says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning, these people in the United States are not going to regard the laws anymore. It's going to come a point in time where they're going to say, man, fuck the laws. We're going to do whatever the hell we feel like doing. All right, they're going to lose their damn minds. All right, it's going to be anarchy out here. Survival of the fittest. Okay, so all you Israelites that have rejected Yahweh Shem Shai, hey, you're gonna fall victim to what's coming, man. All right, but us as the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we are the elect. We're gonna have divine protection from Yahweh Shem Shai in this time, as we already stated, or as the prophecy has already stated. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You're going to lock these cities down, man. It's going to be so violent out here. You're not going to be able to travel, man. All right, it's probably going to be unalivings on the highways blocked off with crashed vehicles and, all kind of chaos going on, man. You're not going to be able to just freely travel. You're going to have the military out here. All right, Donald Trump sending his Edomite task forces out here. All right. To grab you Israelites up. It's going to be crazy out here, man. And we telling you before it happens. We're at the doors of this really, busting open, man. All right, verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid because of all the death that's coming. All right, the average person ain't used to seeing death of this magnitude, man. I'm talking about kids, all right, children, babies, the elderly, dead bodies laid out in the streets, man. I'm talking about that type of violence is coming. And we just telling you before it happens, man. Your pork chop eating ass pastor, TD Fakes, Joel Osteen, or your local Baptist church pastor ain't telling you this. He ain't preparing you for what's coming. But, the men of Great Millstone, starting with the elder apostle to on down, have been telling you the 100% truth, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right? The sweet and the bitter. I got to bring this out because I mentioned it, and Salaki, if I forgot to bring out certain precepts, but I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here. I ain't want to make this video too long, but I must bring this one out right here. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 19. It says, 51 and verse 19, Jeremiah, it says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua of hosts is his name, right? Because we belong to the Lord, man. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. You see that? It says, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, or the heathen, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. That's right, man. Because when you set Jake off, man, once the Lord allows Jake to get roused up, it's a wrap, man. Once you devils, hit that switch, man, on the Israelites, it's over for y'all, man. Because the Lord gonna step in and give us power. All right, to defend ourselves and to overcome you fucking devils. All right. And we're not shying away from it, man. This is the true understanding of the Bible, man. This is the prophecy that's going to happen. This is the will of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. And if, you're scared or you squeamish about this, man, pray to the Lord to get your spirit right, man, because there's no avoiding it, man. So the Lord going to turn us into something that we haven't even experienced yet on this side, man. All right? Divine intervention is coming. So I'm going to bring this out real quick. This is Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8. All right, way in the beginning of the Bible, man. This is prophesied to happen. It says Judah, all right, the head nation, or Salaki, the head tribe of the nation of Israel, all right. Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. All right, and our Lord Yahushua came from the tribe of Judah. All right, you see. Verse 9, it says, Judah is a lion's whelp. All right. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? So this talking about how pretty much the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes, are today in America. All right. They have, and also other parts of the world too, because Judah is, all the tribes are scattered. But, he's talking about how we've become docile pretty much. You got Judah out there, gang banging, killing each other, but not doing nothing against, their enemy, the Edomites. All right, they, become docile and they fell asleep, man. Like an old lion. An old lion ain't trying to do nothing to nobody, man. But guess what? The Lord's finna rouse up Judah and stir up that spirit, that warrior spirit back up in the tribe of Judah. And the rest of the tribes are gonna follow suit, man. The Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, they're going to follow suit after Judah. And we're seeing Judah is starting to get roused up, man. It hasn't, fully popped off yet. But when Esau crosses that line, and the Lord going to do something with Judah, man. And Judah going to tear this bitch up, man. All right? They're going to tear this bitch up, man. They're going to rip you Edomites apart, man. And it ain't going to be nothing you can do about it. All right? And then the rest of the tribes are going to follow suit, man. Because all the tribes of the nation of Israel are warriors. And with Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua on the side of the elect, boy, it's going to be a sight to see. And I pray I'm one of those men that receive spiritual power, man. All right? But we're in the time of the tribes being roused up, man. And I'm going to close with this, man. I ain't want to make this too long. So I'm going to close with this. One of my favorites. One of my many favorite scriptures. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 14. Now it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. That's right. So Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua says he's going to show his anger through his people, the Israelites, upon his enemies, the Edomites. That's the prophecy, man. And we can't even get angry enough. And he, with our, lowly minds, according to the mind of the Almighty, his anger is on a whole other level, man. You just think that you're mad. You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians think that you're mad now at Esau. No, the Lord is much more angry. All right, he's going to have to put his spirit in us in these last days, man. All right? So that's what's going to happen. The Lord going to put his spirit, his anger, and his fury within his people to get down on these damn devils, man. Esau don't know who he's fucking with, man. All right? And I got, matter of fact, let me get one more, to end it off. But this is a heavy prophecy right here. We're in the stages of that happening. We're on the verge of that actually taking place, man. But like I said, we're not going to do anything presumptuously or preemptively. We're going to wait on the Lord, man. We're going to wait on Esau to attack first. Okay? So here's that scripture right here. All right? So take heed. We're not inciting any violence. All right? Disclaimer. To you new believers out there, we're not telling you to go out there and get your own vengeance. We're telling you to wait on Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. All right. This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. It says, Therefore, wait ye upon me. You see? Wait upon the Lord, man. Saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Awashai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, you see that? We are to wait on the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. All right, it tells you give place unto wrath, for vengeance is His. All right, we're not telling you to go out there, with your blickies and waving at Edomites, none of that shit, man. You do that, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. The Lord gonna deal with you. All right, you try to step out there and get your own vengeance, the Lord gonna probably allow Esau to run you over. We are to wait on Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, and that's it, man. But He is gonna come through and raise up the sons of Zion against the sons of Greece in these last days. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this lesson right here. Hopefully you were edified and exhorted through the Spirit. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Kwame Yasharala and Abab Abal. Shalom.